Welcome to Morgan's video blog, Morgan's online blog in video format. Today I'm here to share with you 5 world building tips looking to the sky. When you look at our history books and the artifacts that exist from prehistory, there's a definite trend. Humanity has always looked upwards. From Stonehenge to the pyramids all over like Maya in Egypt, to China's Puyang tomb and its mosaic of constellations, the moon and stars have always inspired us. Note, there's even a science devoted to studying it. Archaeoastronomy is the study of how people in the past, quote, have understood the phenomena in the sky, how they used this phenomena, and what role the sky played in their culture. Even today, people from around the globe admire the moon and take time to step outside and look up when they know there's going to be an eclipse. Sadly, I'm on the East Coast and I missed the one last night, or the night before, whenever this goes up. The moon has a lot of influence. It creates our tides, it gives us a sense of passage of time, and it provokes our imaginations. So, when it comes to creating a fantasy world, the moon or moons can help inspire you. Here are 5 ways you can use the moon to enhance your fantasy world building. 1. Gods and goddesses. From Sumeria to Greece to India, lunar gods and goddesses abound, often as a counterpoint to an opposite-gendered sun god or goddess. When creating your world mythology, try to decide what your people made of the moon and sun. Do they believe everything to be part of the divine? Do they believe in a singular god or goddess? Do they have stories about the celestial bodies and how they came to be? Even if your world has advanced past these sorts of things, there is likely to be some sort of holdover from earlier in your people's history, references, stories, and holidays. Speaking of, that's another way that the moon can influence your world, holy days and celebrations. New moons, full moons, holidays based on the lunar cycle are popular. From the Chinese New Year to Ramadan to Easter here on Earth, we pay attention to the moon when we want to honor a momentous occasion. Any society you create is going to have at least one major holiday, whether religious or not. People like breaks. So when creating a culture, decide in what sorts of ways your people recognize their holy days. Do your people meditate? Do they hold large festivals? Think about the ways the moon or moons may influence the timing. The third way the moon can influence your world, calendars. Following off the holidays, our months started out approximately the length of our lunar cycle. Only politics and the solar cycle got them misaligned. Even today, our weeks are carefully subdivided lunar cycles, drawn and quartered. 28 days to a lunar cycle divides evenly into 4 weeks of 7 days each. This is not a coincidence. If you're writing a new world, is your week going to be the same length? Why? What about your months? Another way the moon affects us is tides. The sun has a bit of influence, but our moon is the main game changer when it comes to dictating high tide and low tide here on Earth. If your story is placed on another version of Earth, tides can play a part. If your story is placed on another world, how many moons do you have? Are they closer or further away? Think about how that is going to affect your tides. And finally, 5, moods. Legends talk of werewolves running rampant when the moon is full, and even mere mortals acting strangely. Despite scientific studies poo-pooing on this theory, some people even today believe that people act more impulsively when the moon is full. Does your world have this sort of syndrome? Maybe it's reversed. What do you want your world to have superstitious-wise about the full or the half or the new moon? New worlds are fun to create, but I find I really enjoy finding reasons why things are the way they are in my world. What sort of thing do you look for when designing your world? Let me know, and I'll see you next week.